Communicate the great news of the love of God to people in the environment with reference to the faraways. We had discussed that last month, the faraways. So again, it takes for us to help one to become more committed to Christ. The candidate during the 3-day weekend is provided with simple means to persevere and grow in holiness while building God's kingdom on earth. Cursillo is live. It is colorful. That's why it's glorious. Filled with grace, giving testimony in the movable square meter that surrounds us by the best means. And what is that best means?
Friendship.
Good job, friendship. This is the gift of God that gave origin to the Cursillo and Christianity. The second element, it is granted to one or various persons. Bernardo Bonin dedicated himself for the movement. And to fulfill the purpose of the Cursillo movement, the movement introduced Christ's love into the human environment through an action of Christian leaders. These leaders are guided by the wisdom, conviction, and love of Christ's teachings and fulfilling the response to family, job, and friends. May I see a raise of hands for those who consider themselves as Christian leaders? You are all Christian leaders. You are all Christian leaders. Yes, everyone has to take their 3-day weekend if we don't consider ourselves Christian leaders. And number 3, the element, even her feet, she said. For the good of the church community, the Cursillo movement was born out of love and with the purpose to make Christian community possible in family, social, and work situations and other natural environment. And number 4, it is recognized by the hierarchy because the first Cursillo movement was recognized by Monsignor Hervas. Bishop Hervas. Bishop Monsignor. This gift that the Holy Spirit instilled in us is the knowledge of the essence of the charism of the Cursillo movement in Christianity. Eduardo Bonin Aguilar's vision when he took part in the founding of the movement was brought by the message that God is love. He revealed among those he shared his everyday life the oil of love that is alive and close to the surface for all. God's love is for all people, and He is good news. God's love is eternal. According to Him, no man or woman knows himself until they have encountered God, and Cursillo is the means for coming close to God. That's why when we're inviting a friend, we cannot exactly say what the Cursillo is because they have to live it. They have to experience it. Because your experience of the weekend is different from another person. So the movement has one single purpose, and which is to spread love to others. He claimed he discovered the hidden treasure. Brother Nelson found the hidden treasure. That's Jesus. Jesus on the field. That Jesus is love and He loves us. He understood friendship is a way of life and sharing and living its intricacies in the privacy of a group which is known to us as Team Reunion Group is the way to help friendship more stronger. That's why we have the team reunion. And that's what it began with him, that he found himself really close to the team, the group. That's why the team reunion is most stronger binding force for the Cursillo Movement. But yet even then, his concern was to seek other paths to bring the good news and to give the understanding that the attendees or the candidates not only had to prepare for the pilgrimage of the 3-day weekend, but to continue for life only the 4th day, which is to experience it for the rest of our lives. Our life history is a clay which we own ourselves molded. The joys and struggles, the care and the hurt, and the experiences that we had makes God visible. When I was growing up, I grew up with both sides of my grandparents and my parents, both very close to God. The Sunday Masses, the holiday of obligations, the Angelus, the rosaries. And my parents both lived their Cursillo weekend in 1965. This faith was shared to us, their children, 3 girls and a boy. They were both very active with their team reunion as and also Ultreas and other church ministries. Even when I went to college, I continued my Catholic upbringing until I graduated and worked at VA in Quezon City in 1976 to 79. 79, I was recruited directly from VA in Kansas City at Truman Medical Center, Trauma Center, and still continued to live my faith. In 1980, I received a very devastating call that my 18-year-old brother Ray, a first-year engineering student at Mapua, was diagnosed with brain cancer. I sought the help of good friends at VA, and he received the best care and medications during that time. But after 7 months of treatments and several visits, hospital visits, we still lost him. It was a very sad moment. Yet I was moved by my parents who handled his death, though grieving with the loss of the only son. And they were the ones who encouraged me to be more stronger and to cling to God. Now I believe that God has a plan for Ray, who was very loving, joyful, kind, and who grew up as an altar boy. It was their Cursillo family who was there to give them the love and support that they were immersed in their friendship. We could call our experiences of such clarity the journey of faith and the presence of God in good and bad times. I personally experienced this true friendship. I leave my Cursillo in 2000, and I felt a tremendous love and support from all of you. We lost our mother in 2014. You, my family, Cursillo family, was there. We lost our father in 2017. You were there with us. And exactly a month ago, July 19, Ate Nilda, Brother Art's sister, passed away. And you were there. Your love and support and your everlasting friendship lifted us up on all these losses. Every one of you who consoled us during those losses have been part of us. Your friendship is tremendous, and God is truly present in each of our brothers and sisters who walk the Cursillo way. In summary, Edward de Bonin ignited the light of the charism of the Cursillo and Christianity movement to those who shared his daily life. And with our Holy Father, Pope Francis, they both believe that the world needs to experience the Cursillo and live it. The Cursillo movement gives the realization that charism of the movement is the gift of love, ignited by the Holy Spirit. Cursillo was born out of love. Cursillo wants Christians to be Christians, and to be one, we have to be like Christ. Christ is love, and our founding charism is to make a friend, be a friend, and bring that friend to Christ. Thank you, and the glorious.